So settling into an open, receptive posture and state of mind. Turning our attention to the breath, the physical sensations of the breath in the body. So a period of the metta bhavana, the development of loving kindness. In the first stage, we bring ourselves to mind. And maybe we've just turned our attention towards some difficult part of ourselves. So particularly at this point, just a general sense of ourselves, wishing ourselves well. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering. And if you find yourself distracted, just notice the fact and gently, with kindness to yourself, just redirect your thoughts back to wishing yourself well. May I be well, may I be happy, may I be free from suffering. We're going to do something slightly different in the second and subsequent stages of the Metabhavna. Instead of bringing a friend to mind, we're going to bring to mind, or I invite you to bring to mind, those parts of yourself that you are very happy with, that you can be grateful towards, those memories of making the right decision, doing the right thing, achieving what you want to achieve. So connect with that sense of gratitude towards yourself. Maybe a sense of gratitude towards yourself for just being here now. You've got the greatest gift you could have: consciousness, awareness. So turning towards those parts of yourself about which you're very happy and grateful towards, and wishing that part of yourself well. May that part of myself be well and happy and free from suffering. In the third stage, we turn to those less familiar parts of ourselves. Our conscious mind is just a small portion of what we are. There's so much there to us that we are unaware of. Maybe we get glimpses of it every now and again. Maybe things bubble up in meditation. May that part of us be well and happy and free from suffering. Can we turn towards those unknown regions of ourselves with loving kindness? So now turning towards those parts of ourselves that we really don't like. Maybe those shunned aspects of ourselves, neglected, kept outside the door. Maybe we've already had some sense of our demons and we don't like them. They cause us pain. Maybe turn towards them and wish them well, these neglected aspects of ourselves. May they be well, may they be happy, may they be free from suffering. In the fifth stage and final stage, we bring to mind those parts of ourselves that we're really happy with, we can be grateful towards, and those aspects of ourselves that we do not like, and those aspects of ourselves which we're really not familiar with. And we wish all these aspects of ourselves well. We wish them well equally. And having focused on metta, loving kindness towards ourselves, we now broaden out to everybody in this virtual space. May each one of us be well, be happy in our heart of hearts, be free from suffering. We're each struggling with our own demons. May each one of us be well and happy in that work. broadening out to the building you're in. If there are any other people in the building you're in, may they be well and happy and free from suffering. Then broadening to the street or road outside, pedestrians, people driving by. Maybe there are other buildings and shops and offices. May all the people around us in our locality be well and happy and free from suffering. Broadening again to the whole of your city or town, wherever you are. May all beings here be well and happy and free from suffering. So I invite you to continue broadening the reach of your loving kindness to include everybody in the country you're in and beyond, across the globe. Maybe imagine a sense of a circle of light covering the globe. May all beings on this planet be well and happy, free from suffering. Not just human life, all sentient beings. And why stop there? Just send your well-wishing out to the universe. May all beings anywhere be well, happy, happy in their heart of hearts. So I realize we haven't given any time for a comfort break. So, if let's take a quick 5 minutes now, just if you need to address any needs, grab a drink, or yeah, whatever you need to do. So let's restart in 5 minutes. Yes, Melody.
I was just thinking that all the demons are our conditions.
I'm sorry,
Our demons. Oh, I can't hear nothing. My computer is not good enough to better. Are they considered as our conditions?
I wonder, Melody, could you write this in the question?
No. I'll write to you, Nadeva, because my computer is annoying me. Oh.
I don't quite understand.
Okay, can you hear me now, Nadeva?
Very
Yeah, I am breaking now. The computer is gone. Okay.
I have an idea. Can you check into the one?
It's okay. This is not working now. This. Yeah, it's okay. I have to talk to it now. Oh, that.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Sometimes really it's impossible to know, or it seems like we don't know what to do when we do experience the overwhelm, sometimes even, of our demons, the experience of emotional upsurge or addiction or whatever. And certainly traditionally in the Vajrayana tradition, even in times of total confusion, that there is always one resource available to you, which is to call on Padmasambhava and maybe connect with him through, for example, a visualization or some prayers. And of course, we're talking here because we're talking, this is Buddhism. We're not talking about a god or a force that is other than part of our own minds, that is other than mind itself. So what we're going to do now is do a short visualization of Padmasambhava. And we're going to lay before Padmasambhava the image of whatever demon we focused on earlier in the session. And just lay it before Padmasambhava. And see if maybe we have the resources within us already in those deeper aspects of ourselves that really know, they already know, those knowing aspects of ourselves. So yes, again, so just for about 15 minutes or so, let us return to our meditation postures for a visualization of Padmasambhava. So once again, setting ourselves up in a relaxed and stable posture. Dropping into our bodies. Noticing any sensations in the bodies, any aches, any tensions, or alternatively, any sense of ease in the body. So I invite you to imagine a vast blue sky. A vast blue sky that surrounds you. It's there in front of you, on every side of you, behind you, above you, and below you. So a vast blueness. Can you really feel this vast blueness? And in your mind's eye, staring into this vast blueness, you notice in front of you the quivering of the blueness, and out of the quivering comes a fiery red lotus. a fiery red lotus appears in front of you. There's a sense, perhaps, of expectation, maybe. What could this fiery red lotus be about? The blue sky just above the fiery red lotus begins to glow with brilliant light. And this light takes form, the form of a young man seated before us. He's dressed in robes. Out his outermost robe is a red, beautifully decorated red cloak. Underneath the red cloak, there's the yellow robes of a monk. And you can also see under the yellow robes, a blue robe. Blue, the royal color of ancient India. And this is Padmasambhava. He sits totally relaxed, and his left foot is tucked up, his right foot resting at a loose angle. His right hand rests on his right knee, holding the Vajra of truth itself. In his left hand, he holds a skull cup filled with something that looks like blood. The skull cup of emptiness. And the blood-like liquid, the amrita, the nectar of great bliss. Resting in the crook of Padmasambhava's left arm nestles a trident staff known as a kapfanga. And it is adorned with a number of strange objects. A drum, small drum, a damaru, hangs from it. There are crossed vajras. And a bit gruesomely, there are 3 human heads, one freshly severed, one decomposing, and one just a skull, fully decomposed. And finally, the staff is surmounted by a flaming trident. On his head, the precious guru, Padmasambhava, wears a lotus cap, red in color. There are 5 jewels embedded in the hat. It's a white jewel, a blue, a yellow, a red, and a green jewel, symbolizing the 5 wisdoms. Padmasambhava has long flowing locks, a moustache, and a small pointed beard. You look into his gaze, his face. His gaze is piercing. What really stands out is his smile, a smile of compassion, but tinged with wrathfulness, a challenging smile. You have brought something with you to present to the Guru. Just recall that image that is associated with the demon you focused on earlier in the session. So bring that image to mind. Imagine yourself placing the image in front of Padmasambhava, respectfully, in whatever way works for you, maybe with a bow, as you place it down in front of Padmasambhava, in front of his gaze. So it is you, Padmasambhava, and between you, the image of your demon. So your demon is in your full awareness and Padmasambhava's full awareness. So just rest for a couple of minutes in this situation. So I invite you now to step forward and pick up the image of your demon and take it back. And as you look back at Padmasambhava, back to his gaze, you notice this vivid appearance is beginning to fade and become less distinct. It's beginning to dissolve. this colorful figure dissolves into the blueness behind. The blueness of the vast sky. Leaving the red lotus behind. And then the red lotus begins to dissolve. Dissolving back into the blue sky. And then the blue sky itself dissolves back into the reality that surrounds you. So take your time to transition from that visualization. No hurry. So the invitation is there if anybody would like to join us at 1 o'clock, between 1 and 2, for a retreat, what we're calling the lunch lounge. You can use the same Zoom codes, Zoom link. And if you have any questions you'd like to raise, or if you just like to eat a sandwich or have a bowl of soup with other people and have a chat, do come along.
Yeah, it's an informal space just to connect up and chat if you feel like it. Yeah.
Otherwise,
hello? Okay.